Let's jump right into this. What is a fire escape plan? And even more importantly, why do homeowners and renters in the area, why do they need to have one?
Yeah, your fire escape plan is essentially your plan on how you would exit your structure, building, home, whatever, in the event that there's a fire or other emergency. And so it's important that you have it because, again, you really don't have time to think about that when you're in the heat of the moment. Granted, there's a fire going on in your house. So every room, you have to think about, how would I get out of this room? Where would I go? And then if their exit is potentially blocked, how would you get to that next exit? How would you find that way out of that space? So having that plan helps keep your mind already knowing, okay, this is how I'm going to get out. This is where I'm going to go. And then you execute that plan to where you actually want to leave and end up being at, which will be at a meeting place, a designated meeting spot outside of that residence.
And it just dawned on me, like, if I couldn't get down the stairs, then my only option would be to go out one of the windows. And I could do that. I've got 3 different windows, different sides of the house, so I probably could find one that's safe, but I would have to drop 2 floors. Now, I could probably do that if I could lower myself slowly enough, but it makes me think of, hey, maybe I need some kind of ladder that I can roll out the window and climb down the side of the house or something like that.
That's right. And they do actually sell rope ladders.
Yep.
They are one-time use only, so no sneaking out of the house later on, late at night.
Well, don't worry. My days of sneaking out were over about 40 years ago. Thank you for mentioning that, though.
Yeah, but they are one-time use only, and you can purchase those. I would recommend you store them in either your closet or your children's closet. And that way, if there's a situation where you're going to go and try and save them, it's already in that room. You can teach them about what to use it for and how to use it. Just again, remind them it's one-time use only. Individuals that may have like an infant or something like that, you might want to think about putting it in their room, because your first instinct when there's a fire is go into that child's room.
You know what? That's exactly right. I don't care how bad the fire is. We go into the child's room. We're probably going to make it even if we get some burns on the way. And that is such a good point that then you need to be able to figure out how to get out.
Have a plan and then practice it.
Yeah.
It's one thing to sit there and say, hey, I'm going to go out this room, or I'm going to go out this window. Honestly, I really don't want people jumping out of windows as practice, but at least this window is open and stuff like that. And that's another key point that I want to say too. Sometimes when we renovate our house, or when we, make our room up, we decorate this, that, and the other, we might accidentally paint our windows shut. So we want to make sure that some people think about, do your windows actually open? If you haven't opened them in 5-10 years, it might be a little rusty. It might be a little stuck. And so go ahead and check your windows to make sure that actually will open.
Let's talk about other fire safety tips, smoke detectors, things like that. I had a smoke detector that made some noise on the ceiling of the master bedroom, and I fixed it by removing it. And I left that thing off for like a year and a half. Not a good thing to do. It's been replaced. It's all good now. But it's easy for those smoke detectors not to be able to alarm us or alert us when something happens.
It is. And you don't want to use your smoke alarm as a timer for letting you know that food's done. You want to make sure you're using it because there's an emergency in the house. So, what happens typically is people have that alarm when they first get the house. They put it in there, and 10 years go by, and next thing you know, that alarm starts chirping, and they don't know what to do. They don't need to replace it, or if they need to get a new one. So oftentimes the cheap way is to just take that battery out, or just take it down, and then they don't think about putting it back up. And we want to encourage people to just, get it replaced. If you're going to take it down, put it back up, get it replaced. And just remind people, after 10 years, those things do expire.
They do.
So it may not detect the smoke as good as it should after 10-15 years. So if it takes 30 seconds for it to detect smoke, when it's first new, or when it's 5 years in, it might take 3 minutes, and your house will burn down in 3 minutes.
What are the main causes of house fires?
So the number one cause of fire in America is cooking. It always has been. You do it at least once a day. Most people do it at least sometimes twice.
Right.
So cooking fires are the number one cause of fires. We want to encourage everybody to make sure if they are in the kitchen doing something, they are focused on the kitchen doing something.
Okay.
They have so many sayings, stand by your pan, like that song,
stand by your man. Yeah.
Just stay connected to what's going on in the kitchen, because what happens is you turn your back for 1 second and things overheat, and next thing you know, you have smoke filling your whole kitchen. So focus on that. The next thing we call main cause of it would be candles. When we're starting to go toward the holidays, people start really lighting candles and
Getting
doing things
fancy
like that,
up.
trying to
Yep.
get festive scents and other religious things going on. If that's your thing, great. Just make sure it's attended. Kids love looking at candles. They like playing with fire. Even pets, cats will swat at candles if they have no idea, have never seen it before.